Welcome to the shop. I'm Jared and this is the Questionable Garage. And this is a new year. Welcome to 2023. I still don't have my entire voice back from being sick over Christmas, but we have cars and this is an exciting one. If you're not familiar with Project Roadblock here, this is our 2008/2009 Dodge Charger that was featured. Well, it really wasn't featured, but it was in the movie Need for Speed, where it potentially was the one that crashed the Bugatti. But that thing was just too destroyed to fix. Questionable decisions sometimes deliver unintended consequences. So we got another actual cop car, combined all of that, and had a really cool car that we then used in some filming of Car Trek, and then a tree fell on it. And it seemed like a project car that was cursed. No matter what we did, bad things happen. But in that tree falling on it, a ton of people reached out and said, hey, you guys should work with Smith Kit Cars. And that's why it's so amazing now. It is now a Smith Ute conversion, a Ute utility vehicle. But that wasn't the end of it. After we do this amazing pickup truck conversion, Tavares reached out because the Roadkill guys said, do you want to come back to Roadkill nights, but you have to provide the car and it has to be a Mopar product. They gave us a Hellcat red eye and a manual transmission.
Oh, look at that. That is a Hellcat red eye engine.
So not only is this a Ute, it has 797 horsepower from the Hellcat red eye engine. This thing is amazing. We raced it on Woodward, and then we took it to Mo Party where I raced Thomas Childers and his Ute and had just some fun sliding around and being an idiot making a smoke show. And it's been an amazing car. I've taken trips to the scrapyard with it and just had a ton of fun. And then I loaned it to a friend, and that's where the curse has continued. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll bring you closer and show you here in a minute. But if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen a post a while ago showing some damage from a hit and run. Someone was kind enough to hit this vehicle and just keep on going. I get it, it looks like a cop car. They probably thought they were in a lot more trouble than they actually were. Yeah, they left this thing damaged. Thankfully, my friend wasn't hurt. And it left a lot of you just ready to go on a manhunt. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys wanting to track it down and figure it out. But at the end of the day, it's a car. We can fix it. But if you want to satisfy that desire to hunt and have some free time, today's sponsor, Hunting Clash, has the ticket for you. Have you ever wanted to travel the world and hunt all kinds of exciting wild game, but you don't have the money to do it? Hunting Clash is the perfect solution. Now, it's because of our partners like Hunting Clash that we're able to build these exciting cars, and thanks to you guys for watching these ads, clicking the link and entering our discount codes like code questionable to get your new player starter pack, they're able to continue working with us and know you like to support us and support them. With tons of locations and over 100 animals to hunt, you can go out there and find that thrill. With the amazing graphics, you're able to feel like you're out in the wild without ever leaving the couch. Or while I was sick and recovering, the bed. One of my favorite things to do in the Hunting Clash is the duels. You have 2 minutes to get the best score on a pair of animals. And one of the greatest tricks while you're doing it is to use the radar power-up bonus, where you're able to see just how many points you might score if you get a perfect shot. Want to make sure you get a perfect shot? Use Precision Shot power-up and you're able to guarantee 100% accuracy. Another must power-up is the 100% luck, where you know if you're using the lure card, those are the animals you're going to be trying to hunt. With tons of new and exciting challenges happening all the time, you're able to always find something new to do. With skill trees and different ways to upgrade your weapons, you're able to specialize and guarantee the best score on the animals you want to hunt. You're also able to train your hunting dog to maximize your potential score. If you're ready to go ahead and get hunting and want to try it yourself, scan the QR code or click the link in the description box below and enter the code questionable for a special new player bonus pack. All right, let's go ahead and take a walk around Roadblock. I love driving this car. It is a ton of fun. Let me tell you, there's nothing quite like anything that's got this Hellcat power. Dodge has done a really fun thing by building that engine. anything it gets it instantly becomes infinitely cooler. So we've got a push bar, of course. We got the lights. My friend Jeff and his company Tellerad up in Michigan, after roadkill nights were really cool, went up and we've got this thing fully outfitted. It's legal in Georgia because they're not making blue lights now. They're fully defeated at car shows. We can make fun lights. We got the big brakes, we got the Hal brand wheels. We still, of course, we're gonna rock all the roadkill stickers as long as possible. And to not give up our roots, that is the original gas door from the movie. It's kind of a mixed feeling. Some of you say I should paint it, some of you say keep it. What I wanna do is kind of show you this body line here. You see how the wheel is nice and flush. That's how she should look. Now we're gonna take the long way around. We don't wanna rush the reveal. Whatever you wanna call it, it's not good. Alrighty. As you can tell, something's not quite right. We've got a little more sticky outy, and you can see it's banged up pretty good. Someone just came right over and smacked the side of this thing, and you can see, even though this is fiberglass, it's been pushed in, and that's where the real big problem comes in. This is still all steel through here and in this section, and it is completely crushed. The roll pan got knocked back, as you can see in that picture. It's kind of taped up, so we got to get all of that off and find, if it's not fully broken there, we got to make a cut there and work on getting this whole bed frame off, or bedside. And the problem is I've used a lot of body panel adhesive. Jack and I, we're building this thing to be permanent and strong, which is going to be a problem right now. So we've got to find all of our rivets, drill the rivets, separate the seam sealer and body glue, and get it to let go. You can normally just heat it and cook it, but this is potentially repairable. As crazy as all that looks and bent and damaged, one good thing with fiberglass is you can repair it. You cut out some of the damage, put new fiberglass in, new epoxy, and put it all back together. It's less than $500 for one of these sides. Shipping is probably about $500. So the goal is to try not to damage it, to potentially be able to repair it, just to make it easier to deal with. The other seam we've got is here where this side panel meets in here. The good thing is I can actually just kind of cut this anywhere. The main thing is we want to cut it more into this panel in case we do have to replace it. We can then cut back rather than having to add. So I'm thinking we'll cut a line here and then somewhere around here to break that joint. Now, this is something we added extra, is I seam sealed this really good right here. So that's not gonna wanna separate, but I'm hoping I might be able to just undo those 4 bolts and unbolt and remove that with this panel. One other bit of damage is I didn't realize there was a can of Bang, which is frozen and exploded. And now the interior, it smelled awful in there. That's where we're at. We've got to get it taken apart and see what this metal looks like underneath. Because again, if I well, yeah, I really can't show you anything. It's a tight fit. Here, what do you guys see? I don't think it's good, is it? Yeah, you can see it's crinkled here. All right, let's get into this. So, pop our tailgate off and just kind of start working our way through. At least this is still removable, right? Now, let's see about getting the tail light out. Okay, that actually held in. It's gonna be a lot of drilling, scraping. I'm really curious what the damage is like under here, just because not many of these cars have ended up getting crashed. One thing that's mildly alarming is how off all of that is. Where the rivets used to be and where the rivets are now are not that close. Oh, come on. Oh, this is some good tape, whatever it is. Oh joy, fiberglass. My favorite. I know where some rivets are. I don't remember where all my rivets are. So, I just wanted to keep driving this thing. I was hoping we were done working on it for a while. Oh, there's 2 more. Now, bed liner, Raptor liner is incredibly hard, but it's plastic, so you can kind of heat it a little. I'm gonna try to use that to my advantage where I need to scrape through. It's right around here. Oh, it must just be between the metal. All right then. So we are loose from here. Let's find the rest of our rivets and get all them drilled out. I don't know, the way I'm not going. Okay, now the real fun of trying to find them all in the fender. It smells really good, in case you're wondering. Burning body filler, Raptor liner, little fiberglass. I'm not sure this is quicker or less smelly than just firing up the grinders. Now, one reason I'm also doing this is heat's gonna help release all of the seam sealer and body glue. Now again, the reason we're trying to be careful is just in case we can save this panel. I'm just trying to minimize what I'm damaging. Maybe one day I'll actually get to be the one that crashes this car and does damage to it. Now, if we believe that commenter that says I intentionally cut a tree down and committed insurance fraud for views, I've already, I guess, crashed it once, right? Because what a lot of people don't realize, it wasn't just RoadBlock that got hit at the house. The GMC got hit, the wife's car got hit, the house got hit. Hey, in case you're wondering, if you torch something, it's going to be hot. You probably don't want to grab it right away. You got to, again, be careful with the heat because you run the risk of heavily damaging the fiberglass. Hey, we've moved up 3 inches. A little bit of me feels like once we get it going, it's going to go pretty well. Maybe. It's just cracking that first bit. Or that could just be very wishful thinking and this is just gonna be a fight the entire way. That is pushed in a lot. As you can tell, we're pulling it out a lot and we're still not covering that wheel yet. If you ever find yourself in this position, all I can recommend is just be patient. We're trying to minimize damage, although this is taking so much heat. That fiberglass sound crunch feels good every time, right? Hey, we're almost there, and the metal's only shoved in like 4 inches. The bodywork's almost back to normal. Ow, whew, that's toasty. I'm working with fiberglass and I didn't put gloves on. In case you're wondering, this is not an easy job. You're probably bored of just watching me struggle. I'll pick you up here in a minute. I'm just gonna say this, if you glued it together right, and you gotta take it off, you're gonna buy a panel. I've done all the careful heating. It doesn't help either that it's already kind of pretty structurally compromised on me, but I'm doing every trick in the book, and it's not working. But my whole hand is getting in behind. This is sitting basically where it should be. I'm really worried what we're getting close to unearthing. I know it's not getting saved. Just get a ton of heat in it and pull. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's squished a lot. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna clean up and then just kind of think about this, and then we'll pick up and talk together. All right, guys, sorry about just kind of like, we yanked the panel off and then we went to the time lapse. And I'll be honest, it's because I kind of hate seeing this car hurt. I loved the car before when it was just the four-door cop car, the Charger that really no one should have cared about, but I loved it even more as the Ute and a ton more as the Hellcat, the Hellcamino. So pulling it off and seeing all that bent sheet metal, it was kind of a gut punch, but got some of the stuff cleaned up, and let me kind of talk you over and show you the damage we've got going on here. This part here should be perfectly flat and at this level, and you can see it's crumpled, pushed down. This wheel well should be just in line with that tire. This is heavily crunched in. That hammering there, that denting there is intentional because you have to do that for fitting this kit. But all of this, there's a charcoal canister that lives underneath there, and it is fully collapsed on and broken, and I'm gonna have to replace it. Yes, this car does have most of its emissions controls because I do drive it a lot. You can just again see how crunched and ripped all of that is. And that's kind of where some of the problems are coming in. In order to get to all of that to replace, the seam is underneath the box. So in order to do that, the box has to come off. Take the box off, that bedside, and basically the roof. Everything has to come apart to get that off. Now we can get away with some of this, with some unbolting to get just sections off, but we still have to blow the entire car apart to weld in brand new sheet metal. Looking, this is relative crash structure here. When you do the Smith conversion, a lot of your structure actually ends up being tied into this box. And all of the mounting points and structure of this box is still good. And looking through, I can see seam sealer did crack, but it's not out of place. That just means there was a shock of energy that went through. But none of this has actually moved from position. So that tells me again, it got hit, vibrated, it broke the sealer, but it's not bent. What is bent is mostly just a mounting surface for the fiberglass panel. The fiberglass is effectively a cosmetic part. I can strap a light onto it and we can go for drives right now. I'm thinking maybe we get this pulled, rebuild some, cut some of our own panels where we need to, get this pulled out straight as much as possible, hammer everything for clearance, and getting it back as good as we can make it, and then hang a new panel on it. Now, yes, we're gonna end up having to replace this. As I was going through, it was just too far damaged underneath The gel coats were broken and it could get fixed, but for the cost of the new one, it didn't seem worth it. Now that does go to say, if any of you guys are coming from New England down to Georgia, like within the next couple weeks after this video goes live, I'm coordinating trying to get a replacement panel down here, and you have room for something like this, send me an email, Jared at the Questionable Garage, because I could probably use some help getting it down here. I hate this car being hurt. There's something absolutely amazing about that supercharger whine. Very therapeutic. The wife enjoys the car. Yeah, that puts us to where we need to come up with a couple options. You guys are sick of the car. You don't want to see it anymore for whatever reason, and we salvage the drivetrain out of it. I don't like that at all. That's not, I love the car. It's a lot of fun. People enjoy seeing it, and it's absolutely absurd. Option 2, we blow the whole thing apart. We buy another charger because I can't get those parts new. We cut all off everything we need out, weld it in, put it all back together, and you know, it'll be absolutely perfect to serve as mounting surfaces. Option 3, we go ahead and pull this out the best we possibly can, build some new metal pieces, make it right and strong. Again, our crash structure on the inner frame rails and the Smith unibody bed box system is intact, not bent, it's not moved, it's all in that wheel well. So we pull it back, get it back good to mount a new bedside, and go back with our Raptor liner and pretty her up a little bit and get it back on the road. Oh, looking forward to getting this car together. Let me know what you think we should do. Should we change the color scheme? I am going to, whatever we do, as far as fixing it, finally put the hood scoop on and cover up that blower, just, you know, to protect it. Since I'm gonna be spraying something, we may as well get it covered. Sorry, running out of breath. It's like I said, we're still getting over being pretty sick there for a couple weeks. It was not good, but we're back. We are in the shop. It is a new year. We're getting our cars back. We're moving forward on all of our projects, and I'm excited. It's gonna be a fantastic 2023. I hope you guys are looking forward to it and are excited. Again, I'm blessed, glad to share everything, and hopefully along the way we get to teach you guys a little bit of what to do or what not to do. But when it comes to Hellcat, manual swap, Dodge Charger, pickup trucks, yes, you should do that. If you haven't already, go ahead and download Hunting Clash. It's a fun game. I've been enjoying it a whole lot while I've been held up in bed. All the information to download Hunting Clash. Get your free gifts, link in the description below. As always, I'm Jared, reminding you to always make questionable choices. And you're gonna do it. You're going to get your New Year's resolution and stick to it. I believe in you guys. We'll see you.